This story was just, absolutely tragic for college kids. Also, especially tragic when you read the allegations in here. And if this is true of what WSU knew, it's just horrifying. And I know that you said that the families are seeking unspecified monetary damages. No amount of money, obviously, is going to bring back their family members. That's just horrible. But what do you think that could look like?
It's sort of I don't know is the short answer. But what they want is this to hurt enough to the university that the university pays attention to it. They want to say, look, you've got to pay one way or the other, whether it's you change your policies, you fire the people who should be fired, you find out who was responsible for making these horrible decisions on the one hand, and on the other, our judicial system compensates people. This is really the only way they do it is with money. But if it's a large enough amount that it makes people sit up and pay attention to the university's actions or inactions, that's where the victims' families are going. I certainly believe them when they say, this is not about the money because nothing will bring back our loved ones, but we've got to make you, university, pay attention to how you behaved or how you failed to act to protect our people. So the money, the figure is really something to say, look, take notice, pay attention. You've got to pay out a huge multi-million-dollar sum because you failed, and we want you to understand that we're taking this seriously, and you as a university ought to be taking this seriously.
The four families are united here in this suit, and from what you're saying, it sounds like they have a really strong case against WSU. So what next? What's the next thing you're looking for? Do you think that WSU is going to settle?
Well, most civil cases do settle. In this particular case, I think the families need and want to get as much information as possible through the litigation system, through discovery, and they want to back up their allegations. They probably have a lot of information already. What's going to be interesting is what internally the university has to turn over. What are we going to learn about how the university decided to put Kohberger, for example, on an improvement plan? An improvement plan is what you do with an employee who maybe is late to work or is not performing properly. It's kind of mind-boggling to think that the university thought that putting this guy who had so many complaints about him on a so-called improvement plan was somehow going to be effective. But at the end of the day, the families are going to get through the discovery process, through litigation. They're going to get a lot of information, and my guess is a lot of it is going to be very, very embarrassing for the university in terms of how they failed to act.
Really stunning stuff in this lawsuit. John W. Day, I appreciate you coming on and breaking it down with us. Thank you so much for lending your expertise. I hope you can join me again.
Thanks for having me.